I thought family meant love, I was wrong. Family meant sacrifice, my sacrifice. And when I finally stopped bleeding for people who never even checked if I had any blood left, they called me selfish. But by then, I'd already dismantled their world. My name is Emilia Scott. And this is the story of how I became the villain in my own family, simply because I stopped being their hero. It started on a Tuesday morning, where the magnolias smelled sweet and the air felt heavy with southern politeness. I was sitting at my kitchen table, staring at my phone. Another text from Mom. "Emilia, Connor needs help. Can you call me?" I closed my eyes, took a breath, counted to 5. Connor, my younger brother, the golden child, the one who could do no wrong, even when he was doing everything wrong. I didn't call her back right away. Instead, I made coffee. Strong, black, bitter. Just like my feelings that morning, you see, for 28 years. I'd been hearing the same phrase in my house. Family comes first. Mom said it when I had to skip my college graduation to bail Connor out of his gambling debt. Dad nodded silently when I worked double shifts at the hospital so Connor could find himself in California. My friends heard it when I canceled plans because Connor needed a place to crash again. Family comes first, it was the family motto. The Scott family law, the golden rule that applied to everyone except Connor. My phone buzzed again. "Emilia, please, it's urgent." I picked up. "Hi, Mom." "Oh, thank God." She breathed out like I'd just saved her life. "Emilia, honey, I need you to come over. It's about Connor." What happened now? I kept my voice flat, neutral. I'd learned that showing emotion only made things worse. "He's in trouble, sweetheart. Real trouble this time." I almost laughed this time, as if last time wasn't real or the time before that. "What kind of trouble?" "I can't explain on the phone. Can you come by after work?" I looked at my calendar. I had a shift at Charleston Medical until 6, then I was supposed to meet my friend Kinsey for dinner. The first time in 3 months I'd made plans for myself. "Mom, I have plans tonight." Emilia, her voice changed, got that edge to it. That gilt-edged sword she was so good at wielding. "Family comes first, you know that." There it was. I closed my eyes again. "I'll be there at 7. "Thank you, baby. I knew I could count on you." She hung up before I could change my mind. The Scott family home sat on a quiet street in downtown Charleston. All white columns and southern charm. It looked like the kind of house where happy families lived. Where mothers baked pies and fathers read newspapers and siblings actually liked each other. It was all a lie. I parked my car and sat there for a moment, gathering strength. My friend Kinsey's words from last week echoed in my head. "You don't owe them your peace, Emilia. You know that, right?" I texted her. "Can't make dinner. Family emergency." She replied immediately. "Another Connor crisis?" "Always." "You're too good to them, Em. One day you'll see it." I put my phone away and walked to the door. It opened before I could knock. "Emilia!" Mom pulled me into a hug that felt more like a trap. "Come in." "Come in." Dad was sitting in his usual chair. Newspaper in hand, saying nothing. He nodded at me. That was Dad. Present but never really there, Aaron Scott. The man who perfected the art of avoiding conflict by simply disappearing into silence. "Where's Connor?" I asked. "Upstairs in his old room." Mom twisted her hands together. "Emilia, before you go up there, I need to explain something." "Here we go." "Connor made a mistake. A big one, but he's family, and family forgives." "What did he do, Mom?" She looked at Dad. He kept reading his paper. "He took some money from your account." The room went cold. "My account? How?" "That's not possible. He doesn't have access to the joint account," she said quickly. "The one we set up for family emergencies, remember? We all have access to it. The joint account, the one Mom insisted we all contribute to 3 years ago. Just in case. The one I'd been putting $200 into every month like a dutiful daughter." "How much did he take?" Mom's silence was loud. "Mom, how much?" $15,000. The floor seemed to tilt. $15,000, that was 6 months of savings. That was my emergency fund. That was the money I was planning to use to finally move out. Get my own place. Start my own life. Emilia, honey, sit down, you look pale. I didn't sit. Why did he take it? He got into some trouble with some people, bad people. He needed to pay them back or... She stopped, started crying. This was her other weapon, tears. Or what, Mom? They threatened him, Emilia, these people. They're dangerous. He had no choice. I felt something crack inside me. Something that had been bending for years finally snapped. He had no choice. He chose to gamble, he chose to get involved with dangerous people, he chose to steal from me. He borrowed it, Mom corrected, like that made it better. He was going to pay you back. When? When was he going to pay me back, Mom? He still owes me $8,000 from 2 years ago. That's different. It's not different. It's never different. It's always the same. Connor messes up and I clean up. Dad rustled his newspaper, didn't look up. Mom's tears fell harder. Emilia, please. Don't raise your voice, he's your brother, he needs help. Family comes first. And there it was again, the magic words. The words that were supposed to make me fall in line. But something had changed. Maybe it was Kinsey's voice in my head. Maybe it was 15,000 reasons to finally see clearly. Maybe I was just tired. I want to talk to him, I said. Connor was lying on his bed, scrolling through his phone like he didn't have a care in the world. He looked up when I walked in. Hey, he smiled. That charming smile that had gotten him out of everything since we were kids. $15,000, Connor. He sat up, ran his hand through his hair. Look, I know you're mad. Mad? I'm beyond mad. That was my money. Money I worked for, saved, bled for. I'll pay you back. I swear. You always swear, you never do. He stood up, tried to put his hand on my shoulder. I stepped back. Come on, don't be like this. We're family. Family doesn't steal. Connor, I didn't steal. I borrowed and I needed it. These guys, they were going to hurt me. What was I supposed to do? Not gamble in the first place? Not make stupid decisions? Take responsibility for once in your life? His face changed, got hard. You sound just like everyone else, you know what? I thought you were different. I thought you understood. Understood what? That you're entitled to my money? My life? My dreams? Your dreams. He laughed. A mean laugh. What dreams, Em? You work at a hospital. You live alone. You have no life. At least I'm out there living. The words hit like bullets. Mom appeared in the doorway. Emilia, Connor, please don't fight. He just called my life worthless. Mom. He didn't mean it. He stressed, Emilia, honey. Can't you help him one more time? For me? For the family? I looked at her, really looked at her, saw the manipulation, the guilt, the way she always chose him. Why is it always me who has to help? Why doesn't he help himself? Because you're strong, she said. You're capable. Connor needs more support. Connor needs consequences. Emilia Scott, that is your brother. We raised you better than this. Something inside me went quiet, calm, deadly calm. No, I said softly. You raised me to be his doormat. There's a difference. Mom gasped. How dare you? Mom. I looked her straight in the eye. If family comes first, then be a mother to him. Teach him, guide him, help him grow up. But stop being a boss to me. Stop ordering me to fix what you won't. The silence was deafening. Connor stared at me. Mom's mouth opened and closed. Dad's newspaper crinkled in the next room. I'm done, I said. I'm done cleaning up his messes. I'm done sacrificing my life for his comfort. I'm done. I walked out. Mom followed me down the stairs. Emilia, you can't just leave. What about the family? I stopped at the door, turned around. What about me, Mom? When do I come first? I left before she could answer. That night, I sat in my apartment with my laptop. Kinsey sat across from me, watching me work with a mixture of concern and pride. Are you sure about this? She asked. I've never been more sure of anything. I pulled up my bank accounts. All of them, the joint family account. The savings account Dad's name was on, just in case. The credit card I'd co-signed for Connor 3 years ago when he was turning his life around. I'd been so stupid. So trusting, so well-trained to put family first that I'd forgotten to put myself anywhere at all. What are you doing? Kinsey leaned forward. I'm taking my life back. First, I transferred every penny from the joint account to my personal account. What was left of it, anyway? Then I called the bank. Hi, yes. I need to remove myself from a joint account number. I rattled it off. Yes, I understand there might be fees. I don't care. Kinsey grinned. That's my girl. Next was the credit card. Connor had racked up $12,000 in debt. I'd been making minimum payments for a year. I want to remove myself as a cosigner. What do you mean I can't? Well, then I want to close the account, yes. I understand he'll have to pay the full balance. That's exactly what I want. I hung up and looked at Kinsey. I should have done this years ago. Better late than never. The next call was harder. It was to Griffin Roberts, my banker and family friend. Someone who'd known the Scotts for 20 years. Griffin, it's Emilia. I need your help with something. And I need you to not tell my parents. That sounds serious, he said. What's going on? I'm separating my finances from my family, completely, every account, every card, every connection. Can you help me? There was a pause. Emilia, are you okay? I'm finally starting to be. Then yes, I'll help you. Come by tomorrow and we'll get it all sorted out. When I hung up, I felt lighter, like I'd been carrying a weight I didn't even know was there. Kinsey raised her glass. To Emilia Scott, who finally put herself first. We clinked glasses. But I wasn't done yet, not even close. The next 2 weeks were quiet. Too quiet. Mom called 17 times. I didn't answer. Connor texted asking for money. I blocked his number. Dad left one voicemail. Your mother is upset, call her. I deleted it. Instead, I focused on me. I signed the papers at Griffin's office. Closing every shared account, I met with a financial advisor and made plans for my future. My future, not the family's future. I picked up extra shifts at work, not to save Connor, but to save myself. I looked at apartments in better neighborhoods. I bought new clothes, got my hair done, started therapy. Kinsey noticed the change. You look different, she said over coffee one Saturday. I feel different. I feel free. Your mom still calling? Every day, I'm not ready to talk to her yet. Take your time. You don't owe them anything, remember? I nodded, but a small part of me still felt guilty. That's what 28 years of conditioning does to you. You can leave physically, but mentally? That takes longer. Then came the call that changed everything. It was Griffin. Emilia, you need to come to my office now. What's wrong? Your family. They came in today. They tried to access the joint account. My heart stopped. What happened? There's nothing in it. They're furious. Your mom is threatening to sue you. Sue me? For what? Taking my own money. That's what I told her, but Emilia, there's something else. Something I think you should know. What? Your brother, he's been doing this for years. Taking money, not just from you. From all of them. Your mom, your dad, they've been covering for it. Lying about it. And now that you're gone, now that you're not the safety net anymore, everything's falling apart. Exactly. I sat down. My hands were shaking. How much has he taken? From what I can see, over $80,000. From the whole family over 5 years. $80,000. And they'd blamed me for being selfish. Griffin, I need you to do something for me. Name it. I need you to document everything. Every withdrawal, every transfer, every lie. Can you do that? Already done. I made copies the second I realized what was happening. I thought you might need them. Thank you. Emilia? Your family's going to come after you hard. Are you ready for that? I thought about Mom's phone calls, Connor's entitlement, Dad's silence, 28 years of being second best. Yes, I said, I'm ready. They came 3 days later. All of them. Mom, Dad, Connor. They showed up at my apartment at 8 in the morning. I'd just gotten off a night shift. I opened the door, and there they were. looking like the perfect family, united front. Emilia, we need to talk, Mom said. About what? About the money you stole. I almost laughed. I stole? That's rich. Connor stepped forward. You took everything from the family account, Em. That's not your money. That's family money. No, Connor, that's my money. Money I earned, money I put in, money you stole. We didn't steal, Mom started. $15,000, Mom, $15,000. And that's just what he took from me last month. Griffin told me everything. Mom's face went pale. Griffin had no right. Griffin had every right. He's my banker, and he showed me everything. Every withdrawal, every transfer. $80,000, Connor, over 5 years. From all of us. Connor looked at Mom. Mom looked at Dad. Dad looked at his shoes. The silence stretched. You knew, I said to Mom. You knew and you covered for him every time. You knew, I said to Mom, you knew, I said to Mom, you knew and you covered for him every time. Every time. And you made me the bad guy for finally saying no. He's my son, Mom whispered. I'm your daughter. Doesn't that count for something? Tears filled her eyes. Emilia, please, we can fix this. As a family. No. The word came out strong, clear. We can't. Because family isn't supposed to feel like this. Family isn't supposed to hurt. And I've been hurting for 28 years. You're being dramatic, Connor said. We all make sacrifices. What sacrifices have you made, Connor? Name one time you put someone else first. One time you chose the family over yourself. He couldn't. That's what I thought. Mom started crying harder. Emilia, please, don't do this. Don't tear the family apart. I'm not tearing it apart. Mom, you did that every time you chose him over me. Every time you made his problems my responsibility. Every time you said family comes first, but meant Emilia comes last. Dad finally spoke. That's not fair. I looked at him, my quiet father, my passive father. My father who never once stood up for me. You know what's not fair, Dad? That you sat there for 28 years and said nothing. You watched Mom guilt me. You watched Connor use me and you did nothing. I didn't want to cause conflict, he said weakly. You caused conflict by staying silent. Mom grabbed my hand. Emilia, honey, please, we need you. Connor needs you. He's in trouble again and I pulled my hand back. No, I'm done being needed. I'm done being used. I'm done. So what? Connor sneered. You're just going to abandon your family? That's cold, real cold. You want to know what's cold, Connor? Stealing from your sister, lying to your parents, taking and taking and taking and never once saying thank you, that's cold. We gave you everything. Mom cried. We raised you. Fed you. Loved you. You gave me expectations, Mom, not love. Love doesn't come with conditions. Love doesn't say sacrifice your dreams for your brother. Love doesn't make you feel guilty for wanting your own life. So that's it? Mom's tears stopped. Her face got hard. You're turning your back on us? No, Mom. I'm finally turning to face myself. There's a difference. I opened my door wider, a silent invitation for them to leave. Connor stormed out first. Dad followed, shoulders slumped. Mom stopped at the door, looked at me one more time. You'll regret this. When you're alone and you have no one, you'll regret it. I'd rather be alone and at peace than surrounded and in pain. She left. I closed the door. And I cried, not because I regretted it, but because grief is complicated. Even when you're leaving something toxic, part of you still mourns what it could have been. The next few months were hard. Mom spread rumors around Charleston. I was ungrateful, selfish, cruel. Some family friends believed her. Some didn't. Kinsey stood by me. They'll see the truth eventually, she said. They always do. I focused on work, on therapy, on building a life that was actually mine. And then, one day, my phone rang, unknown number. Hello? Emilia? It's Griffin. You need to hear this. Hear what? Your brother, he's in real trouble. He gambled again, lost big. He went to your parents for money. Of course he did. They don't have it. They gave him everything they had. Their savings, their retirement, everything. He lost it all. I felt nothing. No sympathy, no anger, nothing. That's not my problem, Griffin. I know, but Emilia. Your mom called me today. She was crying. She said she finally understands. She said, he paused. She said you were right. I sat down slowly. She's lost everything, Griffin continued. Her savings, her retirement, her son's respect, and she finally sees it. She finally sees what he is, what she enabled. And she's devastated. Good, I said, and I meant it. That's cold, Emilia. No, Griffin. That's consequences. She chose him over reality. Over me, over herself, and now she's paying for it. She wants to apologize. I'm not ready to hear it. I understand. But I wanted you to know you were the only thing holding that family together. And now that you're gone, it all fell apart. After we hung up, I sat in my apartment. My beautiful new apartment with big windows and morning light and peace. Kinsey was right. I didn't owe them my peace, but more than that, I owed myself truth. And the truth was, I'd been holding up people who were never willing to stand on their own. 6 months later, I got a letter, handwritten. From Mom it said, Dear Emilia, I don't expect you to forgive me. I don't even expect you to read this. But I need to say it anyway. You were right about everything. Connor destroyed us and I let him. I chose him over you for 28 years and I told myself it was love. But it wasn't love, it was fear that if I didn't save him, I'd lose him. But I lost you instead. I lost my daughter, my strong, beautiful, capable daughter who deserved so much better. Your father and I are divorcing. We can't come back from this. Too many lies. Too many years of silence. Connor is in rehab. Real rehab this time. No more excuses and I'm alone, just like you said I'd be. But you were wrong about one thing. You said you'd rather be alone and at peace than surrounded and in pain. And I understand that now. But Emilia, you're not alone. You have Kinsey. You have Griffin. You have people who love you for who you are, not what you can give them. I hope one day you'll let me be one of those people, not as a mother who takes, but as a woman who's finally learning what it means to give. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, love, Mom. I read it 3 times. Kinsey came over that evening and I showed her the letter. She asked, What are you going to do? I said, I don't know yet. Maybe nothing, maybe everything. Maybe something in between. She said, You don't owe her forgiveness. And I told her, I know. But maybe I owe myself the chance to find out if people can change. And when she asked, And if they can't? I said, Then I'll know I tried. And I'll walk away again, but this time without guilt. Kinsey hugged me and said, You're incredible, you know that? I told her, I'm just finally putting myself first. And she smiled. That's what makes you incredible. I never called Mom back. Not right away, but I didn't throw the letter away either. Because healing isn't linear and family is complicated, and sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away, and sometimes the strongest thing you can do is leave the door open. Just a crack, just enough to let in light. But only if it's on my terms, my timeline, my peace. Because I finally learned what they never taught me. Family should come first, but not at the cost of yourself. Never at the cost of yourself. And when someone tells you family comes first, you have every right to ask which family, the one that hurts me, or the one I'm building for myself. I chose myself and it was the best decision I ever made. My therapist told me something during one of our sessions that stuck with me. She said, Emilia, you spent 28 years being the glue that held everyone together. But glue isn't meant to have feelings. It's meant to stick and hold and never complain. You were never just glue. You were always a person. Those words changed everything. I wasn't the villain for wanting my own life. I wasn't selfish for setting boundaries. I wasn't cruel for saying no. I was human, and humans deserve respect. Even from family, especially from family. Sometimes the greatest revenge isn't destruction. It's building a life so beautiful, so peaceful, so completely yours, that the people who took you for granted finally see what they lost. And by then, you're too busy living to care.